Resident Alien Season 2 is the second season of the show Resident Alien. This one takes place immediately after the first season, and things are a little bit different this time around because the series as a whole blossoms like a flower. Everything's bigger. Instead of 10 episodes, it's 16. The world building is explored. All of the characters of the town get a little bit more to do. The world of world building, the different worlds, new aliens are introduced, everything's sort of expanded, lots of cameos, lots of one episode introduction characters, everything's sort of bigger and better in the second season. I was a little bit worried because it was like 16 episodes, a lot more than the first season that only had 10. But basically Harry is back and he's in town, and new developments are happening with his people, and he's got to deal with all these new plot lines. But what I really liked is that by the end of the season, everyone's got something else to do. There were times when certain characters in this season kind of seemed like they had filler sort of plot lines, like the mayor, his wife, the sheriff and the deputy, Darcy. A lot of them kind of just like you're sitting there wondering like what's going on with these characters. Is it something you need something else to do? But by the end of the season, they have a purpose for the grand plot. I also liked how seamless the pacing was. It was a full 16 episodes, but it went by so quick. And also, the show is smart enough to introduce new characters, but only for an episode, and to ditch them when their purpose is finished, or if they bring in a new character, they make sure they don't use them too much. So certain characters in this season are shafted a little bit. So for example, Max isn't in this season as much because he doesn't get much to do. Same goes for a few others. Because the first season was focused mostly on Harry, Asta, and Max. This one doesn't have Max as much. We're focusing more on his parents. I didn't really like the police characters. They entered more development for the sheriff and the deputy. They have a very similar dynamic to the cops from Corner Gas. So it gets old after a while. I really, zone out whenever they're on screen. But by the end of the season, they're finally more into the fold, I would say. They introduce some old characters. They come back for an episode or so. Sometimes they're very funny. Like Harry's daughter is a good episode. And they also introduce like a scientist lady, which is also funny. The show is really solid, and it's a very character-driven show. There's still a big action sequence near the end and some action in the middle. Plenty of stuff to do. New twists and plot lines, expansion of the entire series, and I'm pumped for Season 3. So I really enjoyed Resident Alien Season 2, and look forward to the third one.